Is Sinners the best movie of 2025? Another question is Sinners the best horror movie of 2025? I'd like to elaborate and answer those questions based on my personal opinion, of course, and probably, inevitably, piss some of you off. Hi, I'm Gael Level, and I love talking about movies. And yes, I look like this, so if you think of potential biases I might have towards this movie, you might be right. Spoilers ahead, of course. The amount of praise this movie received this year is kind of wild, and honestly, rightfully so. After all, it is a masterclass in storytelling. Honestly, it has so much going well for it. I absolutely had to tip my hat down for Ryan Coogler. And believe it or not, this is coming from someone who actually didn't enjoy the first Black Panther movie that much. I don't think it was a bad movie, but it had a lot of issues that bothered me. So simply based on that, I was kind of expecting a movie that would be, cookie cutter, very polished, very clean, Hollywood-esque type of horror movie. But what we got instead was a movie that is so rich in so many criterias that it's very, very difficult to deny all the things that it got right. Now, what are those things that it got right? There are so many of them that I don't think I can make a video physically. I can make a video explaining every single little detail that this movie got right. But I'll do my best and mention a few. I think one of the most impressive things about this movie is that all of it happens pretty much in one single day, which is, not new in movies. But by choosing to tell a story that only happens in one single day without many flashbacks, you would think it would be difficult to have fully fleshed out characters. But no, not only do we get two main characters that are absolutely we know so much about those characters without any flashbacks, but we actually get to know a lot about a lot of the characters, including their backstories, their attitude, their personality, and we grow a sense of familiarity with them so fast. The only character that wasn't developed like that was Remick. He was unpredictable. He was the villain. But by the end of the movie, with a little bit of dialogue, we actually have a sense of his past and why he does what he does. Second thing about the characters is that everyone held their own. No one was the comic relief just for the sake of being the comic relief. Every character had their own powerful, charismatic presence. Even Sammy, who's supposed to be the young and naive kid, gets to absolutely shine as soon as he picks up that guitar and starts singing. Seriously, at the end of the movie, I was holding back tears because I cared about those characters a lot. And the weirdest thing is I cared about every single one of them. And I think that is Sinners' biggest strength it's the characters, of course, but the way they are introduced and the way we get exposition about them is so immaculate that we don't even feel like everything we know about their past is told through dialogue. And on paper, that sounds boring, but it's done so masterfully that we absorb the information without even noticing it because it's explained so nonchalantly like it wasn't important, but it is important. But that's not all, because through so many tiny little action, we get even more exposition. It paints a complete picture of the character. And when I say it's a tiny little thing, the fact that he rolls the cigarettes for his brother because his brother's hands are shaky because he's shell-shocked, he has PTSD from the war. We slowly learn that he is more strict, more logical, that he gets shit done. When they encounter that snake, his brother also passes him the knife so he can take care of it. Towards the end, when he's unable to roll his own cigarette, it really seals the deal on just how impactful losing his brother is without saying a word. So the movie will tell you things about them, will show you things about them. I could probably say that if you remove their dialogue, you can probably still learn a lot about them through the actions. This movie has a 10 out of 10 for show and 10 out of 10 for tell. Again, I believe this is the biggest strength of the movie, is just the characters. The way they are shown, the way they are explained, the backstory we get from them, and the manner in which it's done. It is a masterclass in that area for sure. I haven't seen a lot of movies that made me feel that way, especially when telling me a story that takes place in 24 hours. That is wow. But unfortunately, at the same time, I believe that is also the negative side of the movie. And please bear with me. I think that is why this movie is not a 10 out of 10 horror movie, or movie in general, I would say. It's close, but it's not a 10 out of 10. Because the introduction to this world, to this place, to the people, to each and every single character within that place is so well done that it becomes too rich of a movie. too rich of a story. It's impossible to leave this movie and be satisfied with whatever ending comes out of it. In like 2 hours, there's no way you tell a good story from start to end and leave us satisfied, even though it gets close. What I'm getting at is that in terms of horror, or in terms of story in general, the weakest part of Sinners is the horror in it, actually. Keep in mind, I'm not saying it's bad. It is not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it is not the best part. Is Remick a cool character? A cool villain? Yes, absolutely. All of the rest of the vampires, the fact that they play music, the cultural implication, the link with music, the social implications, the historical implication, all of that is really great. But at the end of the day, if I told you, and I'm talking to people who enjoyed Sinners right now, if we play this movie again and we remove, even better, let me please indulge, please hear me out. If we had a TV show, for example, right? And like the first, 30 minutes of the movie was like the pilot episode. And you completely remove the whole vampire thing, and it's just the Smoke and Stack brothers coming back to their place in the South and trying to run a juke joint. And like the villain could be just the clan, right? 1 season of that. 8 episodes. Does that sound good? Because that sounds amazing to me. Because that would be the best TV show of all time. And that's why I say the horror part of Sinners isn't the strongest part. It's a double-edged knife. I think Ryan Coogler did such a good job introducing everyone that when we ended up in the whole vampire fight thing, we don't have like it makes it good. Of course, we have every single character that we really care about, that we know a lot about. But when they start fighting in the barn, I'd say this is like the weakest point of the movie. Like, honestly, of course, the character deaths are very impactful for the story, and there has to be like a climax. But the problem is that the foundation is so strong, it's so good that you're like, it can't be leading up to this. And again, never said that it was bad. I'm not saying that it's bad. Out of all of this, I'm still saying that all of that is really, really good. But I'm saying that if Sinners started off as a 10, because it did start off as a 10, like the introduction of everyone, again, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. I'd say when Remick shows up to the barn, the suspense that we start getting, 11. And then as it goes on, it kind of falls down a little bit. And then the fight at the barn is a little like, we go down, I'd say like 7, 6.5. But don't get me wrong, it shoots back up to a 10 for the conclusion. Even 11 with like the post-credit scene. But on average, this is why I would say that it's like 7 or 8 or 8.5. And also because of that, I do not believe Sinners was the best horror movie of 2025. I know. Don't be mad. It almost was. Just because of everything it has going on for it, it almost was. But then a little movie called Bring Her Back was also out this year. And it's hard to not be like, no, Bring Her Back actually was the best horror movie of this year. I'm sorry. It just was. When it comes to horror and how that movie made you feel after you watched it, it hit all the horror points a little bit better than Sinners. It feels weird to see. It's very different movies, a very different genre of horror, but nevertheless, as a whole, for a horror movie, I would say that Bring Her Back was a better horror movie this year than Sinners. Is Sinners the best movie I've seen this year? Yes, actually. Yes. And yes, I've seen One Battle After the Other. That's what it's called. I've seen that. It was good, but I enjoyed Sinners more. So yeah, if you haven't seen Sinners, I highly recommend it. If it's still playing in theaters around you, please go watch it in theaters. It's worth the experience. If you haven't seen Bring Her Back, it's a banger of a horror movie. Definitely not for the faint of heart. So be careful with that. If you like your movies to be a little scary, this is not for you. This is some hardcore stuff. But also, I haven't seen every single movie that came out this year. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers right now. And I'll see you later. Please don't be mad. Bye.